edition of the New Jack Swing podcast. It's myself and Stevie today. How you doing, Stevie?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well.
Good evening to you all out there.
Yes, good evening, guys. Yeah, I mean, you might be. Sheldon is off today, so we're not going to do our normal top 10 this week. Next week, we are doing top 10 Heavy D and the Boys, but today, little later, we're going to invite you guys on, and I'll repeat this throughout to be able to give us your, your top five, favorite songs or albums or even episodes of New Jack of the halftime chat, whatever it is. So we'll give you a chance. We did it over Christmas and it was great. So we're going to do it again today. So I'll put the link in so you come in for a few minutes, have a chat, and then we'll let somebody else come on in. So that will be happening shortly. But interim, how what have you been up to recently, Stevie?
Well, I've just enjoyed a week off work. What did I notice this week? The first After Seven debut album has been given an expanded edition, digital expanded with the 2 bonus tracks. So there's an added remix of Heat of the Moment on there, Extended Heat, and one remix of Can't Stop. I thought they could have expanded it a whole lot more because there were so many remixes from that first album. But it's on Amazon, it's on Spotify to stream the expanded version. So yeah. Okay. Also, when I'm I've got a chance to look online, like I was saying before we came on air, to have a look at a few New Jack bits that still elude me that I haven't got. And as I was saying, it's only really now it's the really hard to find rare bits that I haven't got in my collection. So I was able to look around for a few bits that just treat myself to the odd bit that I've not got before. So. But I've got to say, the other night, I stayed with you for 3 hours.
Yeah. How did you find that?
You look like the cat that had gotten the cream. Chilling out there with Eddie F. Jimmy, Jimmy
Jenkins.
Jimmy Jenkins there, eh? Chilling, talking about the whole history of Uptown Records and Heavy D and the Boys. And 3 hours long. It was a mammoth. It was, you created history there. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you know what? It was great hearing from Eddie, but Eddie was dropping some real bombs about the whole. He was supposed to be Jodeci was supposed to be signed to him, but because of Guy leaving, then Andre turned that around, and then that's when he sort of left Uptown. He finally put the piece of the final puzzle of why didn't the whole Uptown to Motown, why did it didn't work. And he explained, look, how no one could talk to Andre and tell him the challenges that Jimmy would always say, like, this doesn't work. And he listened. Everyone was like, yes, sir. And there was no one really taking control. So that was like, okay, so that's why it didn't work and stuff. So it was like, wow. Yeah, just dropping a lot of those things. The fact that he didn't do any, the whole Blue Funk, everything the boys, the fact that, they went, it was Heavy said, I'm going to do it this way. Eddie didn't produce anything on that album and the label didn't really support it, but they just, couldn't tell him no. Yes. What was the thing that you found?
The way hip hop was going from 93 onwards, the Heavy D was right. The sound of that album, the way the East Coast was sounding, and it was all kind of murky and jump up and backpacking, and it was the right sound to go with. It's just that it didn't, subsequent Uptown releases after that kind of were like that. So he was setting a mold. Heavy D was setting a mold again with that album. It's a very underrated album, Blue Funk, for me. That
yeah, but it was something that we weren't used to from Heavy. So it was away from his.
He'd obviously seen the likes of what happened with Wu-Tang Clan, the sound they brought out, and the way the whole East Coast sound from 93 up to about 96. Hip hop fans know exactly what I'm talking about. So I think he was right. We'd had enough of the pop, pop swing rap. He'd done all that. He'd had his hits. And, it's a very... he got back to what we're more familiar with, the album.
And that was his biggest selling album.
The album with Black Coffee on. So he gives us,
yeah. That
yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
But
he gives
Love.
us
That was
what
his
we're
biggest
used to in
selling
that
album.
But that Blue Funk album, if you get a chance, obviously we've got a top 10 to do next week, so you'll get a chance to listen to it. There's some gems on there.
Yeah.
Some absolute gems.
Yeah. No. But yeah, I mean, what was your favorite part of the 3.5 hours? What was your
I
favorite?
felt like I was sat there thinking, I want to jump on just to elaborate more on, because there's so much unreleased stuff that I don't know. I wanted to ask Jimmy, or I wanted you to ask Jimmy, is there some vault somewhere with all the Uptown stuff there, just sat there? Because what's needed now, and I know you can't put out unreleased albums for a lot of reasons, but we need a box set, like an Uptown MCA box set, big box set that's got all the hits on, remixes, some maybe a CD of unreleased gems, and a DVD or Blu-ray with all the videos on, or a live concert. You know that Uptown concert they did. Maybe
on
put that in
MTV,
it as well. A good like box set overview for the fans. Press up. I don't know if it's how many it'd sell, but I just think it's a project worth doing. If they know someone at Universal Records that has got, I don't know if there's anyone left at Universal that's got, is old enough to remember that period, or could employ someone just to work on a project like that. But I think it's vital for the culture, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, I think Universal is taking its time and going through all its R&B stuff and putting them out, especially Basic Black now that it's now on streaming. Well, they've now taken ownership of that whole Basic Black album because Megan Thee Stallion sampled one of their tracks. I think it was "Take It Slow" or something like that. I can't remember which one it is. So because she sampled their track and it's blown up, they went ahead and just took ownership of the whole album. So that's what they're slowly doing. But I'll ask Jimmy about that. But I wonder. I'll ask him about whether there's some unreleased MCA stuff that they're looking at putting out. But yeah, I mean, I remember sitting down there because I said to Eddie, man, look at how he formed the Untouchables with his friends from school. Like they just said, look, managers. So, yeah. So we are going to get ready to go live, guys. When I say go live, we're going to put in the link and we're going to invite you guys in to give us your top 5 favorite songs or albums, or just any, you can stop by just to say hi or whatever's on your mind. So the link will come out shortly. But yeah, Steve and I were just reflecting on the Uptown interview. Hi, Tim Beats. Yeah, it was
a huge coup. It was a huge coup for the Halftime Chat channel. What's interesting though, and I noticed you put a reel out on Instagram, singing the praises of Teddy Riley, and you tagged him. And he ignored it again. Teddy, come on, why are you ignoring what's going on here? What is going on, Teddy? Teddy, are you ready? That's what I keep saying, Teddy.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna put the link in very soon. Last night I interviewed the R&B group Allure, and if you think, I mean, their story, I didn't realize they had a story. They were signed by by Trackmasters, and they were distributed by Mariah Carey. And when Mariah and Tommy went through the divorce, all hell broke loose for them. Yeah, so their story, and then everyone, their story was like, I couldn't believe it. So I can't. March. I'm just going to put out female.
That Head Over Heels track made a lot of noise. I remember the album as well. That late 90s album. They made a lot of noise, and then suddenly, I think they appeared on.
Yeah. They'll explain everything.
And then I think did they get signed to Universal or something? Or after that?
Yeah, MCA. Yeah, they went for everything. Their story, I think, compared to everything I've gone through, that was just an amazing interview. Just the girls were just honest, and I finally got them to cry at the end. So
you had them in tears, Namdi.
Because I brought my old therapist hat out to really reflect and stuff. But no, they're still together. There's 3 of them, and they explain why the 4th member left. They were all friends, So it's an amazing. So I'll get ready for that next in a few weeks. So
What about Eddie F then? I mean, you've left a lot open to continue with Eddie F
yes.
in that.
Yeah, I mean, I goodness, yeah, yes. So he's you know because has this whole project coming out, so he's ready for the interview. He's ready for the interview to springboard his Eddie F and the Untouchables. So Eddie F presents project. So that's going to be good. But anyway,
So I'm going to go live now, and
yeah, we're going to bring
some
you
of the
guys in.
viewers.
So I'm going to put this is the link to the to join us live. So as I said, just for a few minutes, you come in, you can give us your top 5 favorite songs or favorite albums, or even your top 5 favorite halftime chat shows, or whatever it is.
Miss
So
Swavion's at the airport. Where's she flying to?
yeah. Music tips and reviews. GA, thanks for joining in. Select Global. Yep, we appreciate you joining us as well. Yeah, you know, this is amazing stuff. As I said earlier, Sheldon isn't around today, so we're not doing our top 10 stuff. We're doing that next week, Heavily and the Boys. But this week, Stevie and I said it would be great for us to bring you guys back in. So please click on the link, and then you can join us. Okay, she's going to New Orleans. I thought you were in France.
I wonder if Sheldon had a chance to listen to Deborah Cox Sentimental. Still can't believe we should heard that record.
Stevie, your friend Zach just said hi. I hope Zach enjoyed the Uptown interview. Yes, I know Zach was asking questions. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed the Uptown interview. But as I said, that's the link. Just click on it. And
anyone brave enough to go live with us this evening? That's the question. Or are you just going to sit and watch us talk for another hour?
Yeah. But as I said, you know, understanding the machine of Uptown, the fact that you know, the fact that they had, you know, when you have a hit like saying I'll Be Sure, then you can say, if you want to I'll Be Sure, you need to play some Jodeci, or if you want Jodeci, you need to play some Mary J. And how they just piggybacked off of that, you know, that was you know, I sat in the middle of I was interviewing and thinking, you know, I think because Eddie normally doesn't say much and he just was really ready, it felt as if he was just dropping gems and like Jodeci in the hood with their system and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to put them in, you know, Select Global, you can put it in your top 5 in the chat. Don't worry, and we'll read them out or post them out there. But anyone that wants to join us, please feel free to do so. I'll keep putting a post in. And just let me see if I can start pin this. So yeah, it is. Let me see if I can even put an overload on that one. Yeah, it is. It is the opportunity for you guys to just join us. If you click on that, nope. Yeah, any new comments that comes through. So okay. Sagittarius, Rob said your top 5 is Whatever You Want, Heat of the Moment, In Vogue, Hold On, Keep Sweat, Make It Last Forever album, I'll Be Sure, In Effect Mode.
That's a good top 5.
Yeah, definitely. You know, those which one is that Whatever You Want? Is that Tony?
That's what I'm thinking myself.
Yeah. And Heat of the Moment, that's an amazing track. And Hold On by In Vogue and Keith Sweat. Yeah, I mean, oh goodness, for anyone who doesn't realize, I was supposed the day I was interviewing Don Robinson from In Vogue. That was the same night that they were trying to get me to interview Keith Sweat, and it was such a tight. I'd only booked her, so I couldn't cancel that, and it was such a small window. And by the time I finished with Dawn, I just couldn't get Keith, and then it just hasn't happened since.
You missed
Sweat. Yeah, he was. But you know, so if you think about when Don Robinson was, that was back in the tail end of 2020, and so Keith was supposed to be that same night, because. So I'll tell you the truth, he watched the Timmy Gatlin interview, and he wasn't happy with the fact that Timmy talked about when Timmy wrote and produced "Make You Sweat." And he didn't like the fact that Timmy said that Keith came begging for hits and you know and stuff. So he saw that and he was not happy about that. So he wanted to come on and set the rec straight. But as I said, timings just didn't really work out. And then he's constantly on the road now. You know, this was during lockdown, so he wasn't touring. So it's been hard to try and get him back. I don't know if anyone has also noticed that New Edition are on tour. Well, now they've started their residency in Vegas. You know, as much as I love the guys, it doesn't seem. It seems underwhelming the fact that they're just performing in Vegas. At first it feels as if, oh, that's a big deal, but it almost feels as if, you know, they're bigger than that. Okay. They should be able to hit the road. So Select Global, in no order, Heat of the Moment. That's the second time somebody's put Heat of the Moment. Trinity, I Want You. Oh, Trinia. Okay, I thought it was, okay.
She was a Latin. It's a good pick, that, because I actually yesterday I downloaded like a greatest hits of hers, but she was like a Latin freestyle artist that delved into R&B and New Jack. That's a great pick, actually. Then he's picked Mind, Meet Me Halfway. Great song, great track. N-Touch, Drop Dead Gorgeous, brilliant. Portrait, Here We Go Again, brilliant record. Okay. Deja, Going Crazy. Yep, great picks. That's a great top 5. That great new top 5, actually.
Yeah. So guys, here's the link again. If anyone's brave enough to come and join us, just click on the link and then you can come on in and then come on live with us and give us your and share them as what top 5 in any category. It could be your top 5 songs, your top 5 albums, or your top 5 interviews on Halftime Chat. It could be anything. But you can come on in, just hit the link as well, or put it in the chat. But also, Stevie, when you know, when he talked about, what did you think about when he talked about why people like Nestor and didn't succeed, and what Eddie said, the fact that those who did not have in-house producers within their setup struggled. So think about
because what I'm led to believe about the Nestor Velasquez situation, it was like was there some sort of management change going on, and he was like he was in the middle of it all, you know. I think they watched the signs. Notorious B.I.G. at the time, and he went over because Puffy had left and went over with Puffy, so he got mixed up in all of that. But that Nestor Velasquez album, unreleased album, is very much a holy grail to fans of New Jack Swing. We all still want to hear that, as we do the Key West album. Kyle West is probably still sitting on at home in his house. You know, he's probably got a, you know, we need to get the nails off that coffin and get that album out, and so we can hear it.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, I think
they didn't talk about as well, because I found some tracks of hers on an old hard drive, some demos of hers. Lady Kazam, some of you may remember, she did a track on an Uptown Future compilation. She was like a female rapper. There was a track on that compilation, and she was working at the time with Howie T, and I think they were working on an album at the time on Uptown, and obviously that never came out either. So there's a whole bunch of things. Like I say, I want to know what's in them vaults.
Yeah,
so much stuff in them vaults that we're never going to hear.
Okay, so we got our first guest, and this is Chim Beats finally joining us.
Mr. Chim Beats.
Yes. How you doing?
Oh, his sound letting down.
Oh, yeah, your sound hasn't. Yeah, we can't get your sound. Yeah, we just need to get your audio.
It's coming back.
Okay, you can come back. Yeah. So the guys, as I said, the link is there for you guys to click and join us, and just give us your rundown, your top 5. But yeah, you know, they must have so much stuff. I mean, they had so many people that they couldn't put out. but it was interesting to say that, and actually Timmy Gatlin mentioned that about self-contained groups, how they were able to do their stuff, and Albie Shaw and Carl West and Heavy D and the Boys. But anyway,
You hear me
so how
now?
you doing, Chim Beats? We
Okay,
can hear
perfect,
you and we
perfect.
can see you. How
I'll
you
try and
doing?
chat. It's an honor, man. Thank you for letting me up on the platform, man. Stevie Street. Salute,
Hello,
bro.
sir.
What's
Good
going
evening.
on, guys?
Where you from, Chim Beats? Where you
Yeah.
from?
I'm from Toronto, Canada, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you like a beat maker? I don't know, so you got the old Beats name there.
Yeah. I've been a hip hop producer for like 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, not just hip hop though, but like, you know, our era, like R&B, New Jack, all types of stuff. So
Good stuff. Good
yeah,
stuff.
man. Yeah.
Yes. You said you enjoyed the Uptown
Yo.
live.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. That Uptown interview, bro, like you don't like the type of stuff you get has never been like found, bro. Like you find like the knowledge that we didn't get back then. Like Donnie Simpson only had like 20 minutes, you know what I mean? So you get a lot of stuff like packed in. So I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate. I think I saw Jeff Red on Facebook
Yeah.
said he watched the
Yo,
whole thing
I
and he
sent
was
him the
like
link. I sent
legendary.
him the link on Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did?
Yeah, I wanted him to
Okay, that's
I
probably
wanted him to
why.
watch live because it was an Uptown thing. So yeah, but yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and they gave the shout outs. But what do you got your top? What do you want your top 5 songs,
You guys
interviews, or albums,
you
or what
guys
do you
said
want
to
to?
keep it New Jack, right?
No, you can whatever you want though, because today it was
Well,
whatever
for
you
the sake
want.
of the
If it,
podcast
with
and for the sake of the theme, I kept it New Jack. So yeah, I gotta
okay.
get in my Stevie bag real quick.
Hey, he's got the vinyl. He's got the original vinyl.
Number
as
5
well.
and number 4 on this soundtrack.
Brilliant.
My number 5 is London Jones. I Lust for You.
Great
It's not
record.
really a New Jack song. It's more like a ballad, but
No,
it's from
it's
the
nice,
era.
nice
so-
track. Nice track.
Okay. And number 4 is Bubba. I Like Your Style. So 5 and 4 off of this.
Yeah.
Number 3,
Ah,
Good Girls.
and he's got
Good
the
girl.
original vinyl as well.
Yeah. I had to, man. I had to. Number 3 is I Need Your Love. But not the original, the Untouchables remix.
Oh, amazing mix.
Eddie F's remix. I don't know if P Rock did it or Eddie F
okay.
did it. I'm not sure, but yeah. So from number 3.
Great choice.
I've been trying to get Joyce she's from
Joyce
day one.
Tolbert,
So, she's been we've been going back and forth, but I'll still keep
Yeah.
trying.
No, but the Shireen interview was good though. I think you covered most of it, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Number 2,
Hey,
Somebody for Me.
Okay.
again, he's got the original vinyl there.
Yeah, man. I got to. I got to. I don't have the CDs though. They're somewhere tucked in, but yeah. Number 1.
Yeah,
Great
that
cover
was a
that
big
as well.
album.
I love the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this album. I love all the tracks really, but yeah, man. I'd have to go with Somebody for Me because of the memories. I just remember the video where they had his body cut in half, and
Yeah.
like as a kid,
That
that stuck with me. You know what I mean? So,
that was a big song in Nigeria. I remember when I came out to Nigeria.
number 1, Groovy.
Cool.
Self-explanatory, man. Groovy changed the game,
Yeah.
man. So,
I think we've all, anyone who owns the LP, we've all worn that album out so much.
oh my goodness.
We've
No,
all,
I've had this. This is my uncle's copy from like '88.
wow.
So he sent it on to
Wow.
me. This is the original copy. So still in fresh
Wow.
condition, man. I told him I'd take care of it. So
Yeah, I mean that I can you imagine one record label having all that talent? I think
that's why I told you guys to do a top
yeah.
10 Uptown, man, because there's so much in the catalog. It's like you guys would all have different lists just off of one label. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. That'll definitely be it'd definitely be up there, especially just the knowledge they
Have you
dropped,
got
and I
any,
think we
have you got
forget
any
how.
honourable mentions sat on the floor there as well, Chim Beats?
well,
Mentions?
nah, I don't have the vinyl for it, but I know MC Trouble's name is on here.
Yes.
She had a song with the Good Girls called "I Want to Make You Mine."
Yeah.
I love that song. That's in my honorable mentions. Jeff Red, "In My House," produced by Devontae
Oh,
Swing
of course.
off the first album. Crazy. Damn, I don't know. I like Ain't Too Proud to Beg, the smooth down version, not the original on the album. They have like a different version that was on the radio and stuff.
Yeah, the Eddie F mix.
Yeah, love that. But yeah, I'd have to go with that. Sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm definitely glad that you know really appreciate your constant support on all fronts and stuff. You know, especially also with what we're doing here, because you know, these kind of things make, you know, having you guys supporting us like that, you know, gives you that energy to join it, keep doing this stuff.
You guys, there's no other channel like this on YouTube, man. I can't find this information, and I can't have these conversations with everyone. So this is like very rare, exclusive.
Yeah.
It's like a rare, exclusive club that I'm a part of. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's our Sunday evening comfort food. Well, Sunday afternoon.
Nah, it's for real. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, and it's, you know, especially as I mentioned, you know, if you think about it, there's loads of us who have this passion for hearing these stories. Now, I'm not a musicologist like Stevie and Sheldon, so I can't. I have my favorite Teddy stuff.
Bro. You know a lot, man.
Yeah,
you know more than the average, bro. You're downplaying.
No, yeah. But you know, to be able to have these kind of conversations and to be able to you know, have a community of people that love what we're doing is amazing stuff. Man. I'll be honest, like, okay, I interviewed Tracy Spencer. I hadn't heard most of her songs. So I know if I try to just talk music, those interviews don't last long. But if you get them to talk about their journey and stuff, all of a sudden you start hearing stuff that you didn't expect. And so hopefully when Eddie F comes back, when Eddie F comes back, we can really dive into that Untouchables. But anyway, definitely, Tim. Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you joined in. We're going to be doing. I think we had another one this plan after Easter, but yeah, definitely. Anyone else that wants to join in, the link is. I'm going to post the link again here. You can put your stuff in the chats. If not, you can join on in. And then, you know, if there's any, just before you leave, do you have your favorite halftime interviews?
Oh man, I love there's so many, man. I like the first Uptown interview you did with Jimmy Love. I like that. This one is like that interview on steroids, but I like that. I like, no, for real. Like Eddie F just added another dimension to it, but yeah, no, I love that Uptown one, man. There's so much. Oh man, there's so much. I'd have to go through it.
No, that's fine. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
No, I've been watching it for like 3 years, like binge watching. So, nah, for real, I binge watch these interviews like Netflix. So I'd have to really go through and see. But yeah, man, dope.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate
you digging out some vinyl for us as well.
I had to. You before
it's not just you,
man.
Steve.
So I had to, you know, in the spirit of New Jackson podcast, man. I had to go get my
take care, man.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man.
Bye-bye. Miss Swavion's,
anyone else that wants to...
Swavion's top 5 underrated, top 5 underrated top 5 there. Tony.
Smooth.
Yeah, that ballad. Great track. Smooth and Tupac. Now, I don't even know that myself from Smooth's first album, PYT. I don't even recall that one. Motif. Wow, there's a name, Motif. They only made one album. What's Going On? I need to go back and listen to J Real. Oh wow, Miss Swavion, you're dropping some gems tonight. J Real on an independent label from about '94, I think that was. Ghost, POV. Yep, You're the Only One. Remember them? Namdi POV did a track with Jade. Don't know if you remember duet with Jade.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I know.
Duet with citing the Giant Records with Jade. Then you've got Coming of Age and Deatra Hicks. Wow, what a top 5 that, you know, what a serious top 5 that is. Big up Chin Beats for coming on there. Big up Chin Beats.
Okay, okay. LaRue, I wish I could find another one. Left that one out. Kyle West remix.
Amazing track. You're getting the hardcore selections tonight. Like I say,
you Yeah, you're getting people who are pretty much into the stuff. There's a hope that we might get Jimmy J Love with Christopher Williams and Aldis
Wow.
Shaw. He's going to try and get both of them on, so that should be a good one. I have to make my second list. A Heavy D, Somebody for Me, Jack and McGee, The Other Woman, Guy Spend the Night. What's
Trinier
this?
again, Games, another Trinier track.
The Girls. You
Love Me.
think
Again,
of,
that's a real select album cut, that one. You think you love me, bum, bum, bum. But yeah, that's a real hardcore choice, that one. I like that.
Yeah, I mean goodness, it's yeah, it would be great. I mean, could you even do a top 10 Kyle West production?
We need to do one week. We need to do our top 10 favorite Kyle West.
Yeah, Kyle West, Untouchables, then Uptown.
I mean, it is a thing to any of the listeners tonight. There was an Uptown release that I was looking for online. I didn't get. I thought I had everything by Father MC, and it turns out I don't. And I think a lot of us are looking for this. It's a 12-inch of All I Want. It came off the Close to You album. So the 12-inch. I didn't even know there was a 12-inch of it, and it's got 2 remixes on. It's never been on Discogs. Never been sold on Discogs. The pictures, the picture of the labels on there with the name of the mixes on. Has anybody heard them mixes? Anybody got them? Because it seems to me like these two rare 12-inch records on Uptown. One was the Key West 12-inch, Hello, I Love You. And I've got a copy somewhere. It's hidden away somewhere. And I know my friend VJ from NGS3, he's got a copy. We both got different copies. He's got a promo copy with the white label, and I've got a copy with the original yellow Uptown label. The promo's got 3 mixes on. The copy I've got has got 2 mixes. I even sent them to. I had to send them over. He wanted a copy. I had to send them to him one night, but I've probably forgotten about that. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Yes.
I enjoy y'all show. I always watch y'all show. Y'all top 5 countdowns and stuff. So appreciate y'all for having me on the show.
JG in the house.
Yes.
Johnny, you're not Johnny Gill. Your father called you Johnny Gill by any chance, did he?
Oh no. Well, my first name James, so yeah, it's close though.
So what do you go by on the chat? So
you can go by. I can go by JG.
No, but when you're on the chat, what do we normally see you come up
music
as?
Tips and Reviews with JG. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Glad you can join in and stuff. Yeah. Which top 5 were you going to try and?
I saw y'all talk about the Usher. My first one is Burn. I like Burn.
Nice joint.
I will.
Oh, another nice joint.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them on Confessions. I like Burn. I like Superstar. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you could give me your top 5 favorite songs or albums,
top 5 Ushers.
You just top 5 Ushers, yeah. But just generally, I mean, would that make, if you look at your top 5 favorite songs, would it mainly be Usher, or would you have any other ones?
Well, I had at first I was thinking about top 5 female albums. I was thinking about that as well.
Give us 5. Give us 5 then.
I was thinking about Full Moon, Brandy, because I saw you had Rodney Jerkins up here as well. I love the stories you had, as far as her album and stuff like that. So,
yeah. I should get him back to talk more, but he doesn't like to dwell too much on artists like that, apart from the Michael one. Okay. But what next?
I like I'm a big Babyface fan, so I like Tony Braxton's first album, the debut album. That was pretty good. Yeah.
When I heard this, I remember Sheldon's #1 Babyface track.
Oh yeah. I had to laugh at that because he was saying, "Give you my heart," Tony Braxton. Yeah.
Was bigger than Don't Be
To be
Cruel.
fair, it was his favorite track, his personal favorite. So you can't, even though we did have a laugh, it was all a bit in jest, but at the end of the day, it's his favorite record.
Yeah.
Favorite, so fair play to him.
Yeah.
Fair play to the guy. You know? Let's not crucify the guy, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tony Braxton's debut album, it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic of '92. You know.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Jasmine Sullivan fan. That's kind of later on reality show. If y'all heard that album as well.
Yeah.
That was huge. Yeah. Yeah. And I can't really think of another, the last two. So
where you from, JG? Where you from, sir?
I'm from VA,
okay,
Virginia. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but were you there when Teddy was? How far is that from Virginia Beach?
Virginia
Where
Beach.
you from?
It's not too far. I'm in that the Hampton Roads, Tidewater area. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming on. We definitely appreciate you supporting and stuff. And it's always good just to be able to give you guys, really celebrate you guys the way you celebrate us and hear your stuff.
Yeah, and speaking of Sprague, I met him
Sprague,
before in Virginia.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Sprague lives in Virginia with Coco as well. Lives in Virginia. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Sprague. Yeah. So I need to get Sprague back on here. He was pretty. Yeah. Sprague. Yeah. Sprague's a good one.
Again.
Well, definitely.
Thank y'all for having me on the show. Appreciate it.
No, appreciate you coming on in.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Top five is quite. While I was chatting there, there's been a sleuth of top five.
Jeremy Cooper. He had Guy I Like, I'll Be Sure Night and Day, Classic 2, Rap's New Generation, Bobby Brown's Every Little Step, and Troop Spread My Wings.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know if I like Every Little Step compared to Don't Be Cruel.
Just take the track on its own, Namdi. Every Little Step on its own. You're going to tell me the Uptown, that video remix that he came out with, and that whole video with the war. It's a classic, Namdi.
Yeah. I think Don't Be Cruel and was such a massive track. I think anything that came after that.
I don't know. I mean,
was always,
for any artist to follow Don't Be Cruel, he did. He followed it. What a record Every Step is.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Kurt M says Groove Me by Guy, I'll Be Sure, Night and Day, Bobby Brown, My Prerogative, BBD
Can you
Poison.
scroll that chat up? Because I can't see it.
Yeah, here it is. This is what I'm going through here. So this is at the side here. It's Big Daddy Kane, I Get the Job Done. That's Teddy and Kumo D. That's another Teddy production there.
It is. Job.
Yeah. So I mean, they're definitely. And in fact, I like the fact that everyone's really going. I won't say left field, but they're coming up with tracks that Kayla is saying. I'm Dreaming by Christopher Williams. Who we got here? We've got Gabriel joining us in.
Yes.
Okay, how are you doing, Gabriel?
I'm doing great, thank you. Such a pleasure to be on with you guys.
Yeah, where are you from, Gabriel?
I'm originally from the Bay Area, but I've been in Seattle most of my life.
Okay, Seahawks.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. How long have you been watching us and being part of?
Since day one. I am a New Jack Swing complete nerd, complete fanatic, and this channel was it's something that when I saw it came, because I'm constantly looking for stuff online pretty much every day to every other day. So when I stumbled upon this, it was great. And to Stevie, I've been actually following you for a while. I know you've been on different things in the past, so I've seen you as well.
Oh, I appreciate that.
No doubt.
Do you remember NGS 3 days? Do you remember them days? I don't know.
100%.
Wow.
100%. So I was watching those religiously, even the interviews, everything. So that was great as well.
It was great period.
A lot of fun. So
Yeah. So I mean, Gabriel, what would be your top three for top five? Was it could be albums, singles, it could be shows, it could be anything. What?
this is so tough because it's so tough because there's different New Jack Swing eras. There's the GR production. There's that era. I mean, it's so hard. But for me, I would probably stuff that I'm still stuck on today is I love. Am I going 5 to 1, 1 to 5, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
I would say still today, my all-time favorite track is, we'll go number 1, is Rub You the Right Way remix, the Eddie F.
Incredible.
And Pete Walk remix. I just think is unbelievable.
Wow.
I love the album version, but Eddie F., Novell, and Pete Rock, CL Smooth took that thing in a whole different direction.
Totally.
I need to listen to that
So,
before I bring Eddie
there's
back.
one,
Wow,
and it's interesting because there's the radio version to that, but there's also called, I think, a hype mix that goes on for about 5.5 minutes. It's completely ridiculous. So,
Great choice. Great choice.
so
Wow.
I'll say that
Yeah.
one.
Go ahead.
It's really hard. I would say Just Got Paid when that came out. I think, and I'm actually going to go 2 and 3. Just Got Paid and I Want Her, because at the time that those came out, there was nothing that anybody's ever heard like that. For me, there was kind of a before and after, because I think they came on the radio about the same time. And what is that? You know, where are these sounds coming from? I'd never heard of Teddy Riley at that time. So those songs, there was a similarity to the songs, but yet they were very different. And so I would say those 3 songs, Groove Me, I would have to put up there because, again, hearing the sample, the Champ sample in that, kind of hearing the Champ a little. So again, it just sounded different. I'd never heard anything like that in 1988. And this is, I don't know, the 4th one. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking about today, but I'm going to have to go with the remix of Jane Child. Don't Want to Fall in Love. Another song that was a 100% pop song. And Teddy Riley decided to take it in a whole different direction. And then hearing the backstory of kind of, you guys know now, but I didn't know the whole backstory of, how that came to be, kind of the end of GNR, and that was one of the first things he had done. So that song was incredible. And then knowing that he had done like 15 different mixes or something. If you look at the single to that,
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you can also hear, and you guys can attest to this, kind of the desperation in the song of him kind of putting everything that he had done up to that point, and you can just hear the it's very frantic, very desperate.
The energy of those mixes, like you're saying, and like the playing, and I know exactly what you're talking. When you go through all of them mixes, because I get a feeling he probably spent very late nights in the studio, like just doing dub mixes. Because once you really get into the real hardcore New Jack fans, understand this, a dub mix. You got your 12-inch on the B side, they'd be like a 10-inch mix or something. And once you really get into it, you love these dub mixes, and you can hear it all in like you were saying there. What about Teddy? He must have really put everything into that.
It sounds great today, but to hear that song in, I think, I'd say spring of '90, mind blowing, completely mind blowing. So
yeah, definitely.
He's got one left. Yeah, he's got one left.
Yeah, he's got one more left.
I have one more. Okay. Oh boy, just trying to think here. I'm thinking today's first album. I'm thinking Kumo D. I'm gonna go with Girl That Got My Eyes on You. It's just
Brilliant.
It's a great song. It's just a great song. Hearing Big Bub's voice, hearing Today. Or actually, no, Bub didn't sing lead on that, did he?
No, I think it was
Chief on
West
it.
Side.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
Chief?
But
Okay.
yeah, that's a great. It's a perfect New Jack Swing song.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, to think about all the drama with Gene, how that group could have even gone bigger if things hadn't. Yeah, the whole dropping the ball on everything. But yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Gabriel, it's been great to be able to chat to you, and it's great that you've been following. Hopefully, some of the interviews that we've been doing as well. I don't know if you saw Carl West interview or stuff. I mean, just to be able to see the guys behind these songs, years later, and hopefully we get Eddie F back and talk about some of these remixes, because hearing the fact that he fell out with Andre and started doing work for everyone else, it's mind blowing. How much of that stuff could have been at Uptown if things had worked out differently.
Actually, could I mention one more thing?
Yeah.
Throughout the years, I know Stevie can speak on this as well. I'll be real fast, but just hearing Timmy Gatling, Idris Muhammad kind of tie the knots with, or fill in a lot of blanks with the Fallout, was completely fascinating. Just there were so many things that I had assumed that I was right on, and then I was wrong on this. And hearing, there were others as well, but hearing Idris Muhammad and Timmy Gatling, really, there were so many things. I was like, oh my gosh. And these were things that I had thought about like 35 years ago. So those interviews were completely fascinating.
Gold dust, they are the gold dust, really, what the information we've got.
Yeah, but people shouldn't forget Corel.
Yes.
Corel really filled in a lot of stuff that we would just. I didn't even know he existed, because you'd see him on a picture of Kids at Work, and you never hear from him again. And for him to come on and he just was just like filling. He was probably one of the most amazing guys.
Absolutely.
Out there. Definitely. I'll actually, Steve, I'll get him back on our podcast, because he'll have a lot to share. In fact. Yeah, thanks, Gabriel, for that.
Can I ask Gabriel one more question?
Yep.
I don't know. Have you ever had a wow? You've been in a record store looking for a record, and you've had that wow moment. You found something like, oh my gosh. And have you ever had that moment in a record store, and you've gone, I've got to take this home with me?
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, that's not recently, but of course, back in the day, of course.
Yeah.
Do you want me to recall a moment? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just any New Jack record. You've been in a record store and you've just got, I thought I'd never find this, and just.
Yeah. Okay. So there was one. It's coming to my mind right now, but the Basic Black. I was confused because I didn't know at the time what was the remix, what was the album version. Because on the album version, you hear Eddie F remix to She's Mine.
Yeah.
A couple years later, I had gone to the store and bought the single and heard the original version of She's Mine.
Mm-hmm.
I had bought it, and it had like the remix, the Motown, the remix, the original version. And I thought, oh wow, I'm going to get the remix. Well, the remix is the Eddie F version on the LP, and I had got the original version. And I just remember going crazy, thinking,
I think I know what you're talking about, because it was a hard one to get hold of. That would have been a wow moment.
There's others as well, but that's one that definitely sticks out. So,
yeah. Well, thanks, Gabriel. Definitely, hopefully, you continue to join us. And as I said, we're going to.
I appreciate it, you guys. You guys do a fantastic job.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Gabriel.
Wow.
Well, guess who's in today? One of our own. Mr. Colin.
I'm here.
It's he.
Show. Yes.
Oh goodness.
This is a guy. When it comes off stage,
oh God, lovely to see you guys. This is an honor, honestly. I was a bit nervous. I'm a bit shy. Oh God, I've just had a show today, so I'm just come back in from a show. singing again.
It's got the old
Okay, where in Birmingham?
Yeah, Wolverhampton. I was singing in Wolverhampton.
Okay.
Yeah, just soul and Motown and a bit of reggae. No, guy. No, none of that.
You
Love to know instead. Yeah, just nice and local. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. But it's all good.
Why am I getting an echo?
Second, sorry, mate.
We've got the echo. Is your laptop on?
Sound.
Is it the TV? So I've got it streaming on both. 1 second. Yeah, let me turn this off. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
top 5. I'm gonna have to go into my timeline. So my first 12-inch, I got it from a place called Don Christie's in Birmingham.
Heard of
One of the record shops in Birmingham at the time, and it was High Five Kissing Game.
Brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was definitely one of my first famous, tracks, and that's why I got more into the music because of that. More into the R&B because I was more into reggae. But when I heard Kissing Game, everything just changed, and I got to know about it from that one song. Then from there, it was just amazing. Yeah, so that's definitely first one. Then
Number 4.
you already know Namdi, Bobby Brown changed my life forever.
which one though?
Yeah, that's all. Just bloody hell. There's just too many. But obviously, with my prerogative, when I first heard that was it. It was game over. That's when it been kind of. I would say for me then that was it. Definitely confirmed. R&B all the way. New Jack Swing, definitely. Then Guy. The timeline there for me. That it was Guy. I Want to Get With You.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, one of that was it for me. Guy as well, definitely. I know, very, I don't know if it's a lot of people's favorites, but
Just thinking when that came out, it was so different from anything before.
Sorry.
Yeah, because when that came out, it sounded so different to anything Guy had done before. I think it's
yeah, great song, definitely different. It's a good, it's good on the, it's a good song in the, in the clubs as well. It really works. And obviously, I'm gonna say I like as well. I like my Guy. I like,
of course,
definitely. But I don't, I'm gonna try to work up my all-time favorite song. Probably would be like New Jack Swing, but probably Remember the Time. That will definitely seal it for you. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, so definitely Remember the Time.
So what you know than the album somewhere. I think he's where's this echo coming from?
Sorry.
Do you have the YouTube on or something?
No, I've turned off the YouTube off my TV. It's just running through the phone now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Stevie, what were you saying?
What he does on a Sunday night, he does a bit of singing somewhere.
I was singing, all over the country. I've done shows in Dubai. As I told you, Steve, I was in a group called Boys in Control back in the early 90s. So I was, with Drive Records, Pete Waterman.
Wow.
All of them back in the day. Obviously, Lindsley. He done a lot of stuff for us back in the day.
So have you got hidden away somewhere of all that stuff?
It was all cassettes. So I don't know if Lindsay's got them on that tape.
Wow.
I haven't got any anymore, sadly.
That's a shame.
I know. And obviously, I was telling people about Stay. My group was the first to have the demo of Stay, and we turned it down. Then about a year after it came out, but obviously the demo was awful, so we turned it down. So that was probably one of my biggest regrets. Yeah, I know. It's one of them, but yeah. But honestly, it's an honor to be in here, and I will always
great to see
at long last. Definitely, I told you about the New Jack Swing party in Birmingham on Good Friday. So if you're down, you come to Birmingham.
I did come down about a few years. You was probably in there.
But more than likely, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So did the last New Jack Swing nights in Birmingham.
Yes,
so
one
of the days. But yes, okay, my lads, because I can't. The reception's really bad, so I'll leave you to it and I'll listen.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Colin.
Take care, yeah. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, Colin there in the house.
Yes, yeah. So we got some more top fives that just
Flying
came
in,
in.
Namdi. These top fives are flying in. What we got now? Aaron Hall, Until I Found You. Yeah, great album cut. MJ, In the Closet. Hey, we got a bit of Colin England here. You Took My Love Away. You took, yep. Highland Place Mobsters, Ma Said. Jodeci, Times We Share, and Blackstreet Good Life, again from Miss Suavion. We've had a lot. Scroll up and let me see the others, Namdi. We had quite a few others, haven't we? Letitia's top five. Jodeci, You and I. Oh, what a record that is. What a track that is. Tony Braxton, Love Should Have Brought You Home. Yep. Drew Hill, Beauty. Can't say I listened to that one. Mariah Carey, Vision. Nice, very nice track. And number 5, Envo, Don't Let Love Go. Yep. Solid top 5 there. Who've we got? From Gary Johnson, we've got Christopher Williams, Every Little Thing You Do. Today, Why You Getting Funky on Me. Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel. Guy, Goodbye Love, and Portrait. Here we go again. Great top 5. We got next Select Global. It's another list. Climax. Max is back. I haven't listened to that in some time. Alton Wookie Stewart. Alton Wookie Stewart. Whoa, how you living? Robert Brookins. Don't Tease Me. I think even maybe Alton even produced that, if I can remember. Robert, that's a hardcore one. That Levert, Gotta Get the Money, and Basic Black, She's Mine. I like in that list. Liking that. Jane Child. He's got New Kids on the Block, Human League. Tom Jones, Rolling Stones, and Boy George. Was that the Blue-Eyed selection? All I See. Honourable mentions from Chin Beats, of course. Yep.
Yeah. Did we? I think we got this one right.
Yeah, that was the one that was first up. What's this one from Curtis Stevenson? Here we go. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis songs, The Finest, SOS Band. I Get Lonely, Janet Jackson. Reflections. I need to go back and listen to that. I can't recall that track. A Broken Heart Can Mend. That's one of
Alex
Sheldon's choices. That'd be as well. And Fishnet. That'd be the time, won't it? Fishnet. I think so. Anyway, number 5. That's good top 5.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's an amazing selections, amazing stuff. Yeah, Colin, it's a pity about the echo. I don't know why we got the echo, so couldn't really get you on the what
we've got Phil Days in the house.
Top 5. She's a massive fan of Joe.
I'll tell you what, there was so many remixes of All or Nothing. Nam, did you remember a record called Georgie Porgy?
Is that not the one with Eric Benet and
so many people? Georgie Porgy, Pudding Pie, Kiss the Girls and Me.
Yeah,
well, there was a remix using that of All or Nothing.
I thought it was
that was a good mix. Okay. I don't know whether she's referring to that mix. So Beautiful. Yeah, Priceless, great track. Wanna Be Your Lover and Mary Jane, all from Joe. Yeah, good top 5 that. We don't talk about Joe enough, do we? Honourable mentions.
Yeah, we need to do a top 5 Joe, because he was
Sartorius Robertson, The Boys Down My Heart, Jane Child remix, LL Cool J, Lounging, Paula Abdul, Straight Up, and now there's a choice. Good to Go, Never Satisfied, produced, I think was it your friend Stanley Brown? Was that one? It's either Stanley Brown or Howie T mix, but I think it was Stanley Brown that. Yeah, Never Satisfied, Good to Go. Your friend Stanley Brown, Namdi. Select Global, Running Back, Vanessa Williams. Yeah, it had that New Jack kind of R&B feel, didn't it? Like street, almost a bit of a street soul feel to it as well, I think. You know.
Yeah, I mean, goodness, I just love the I love the songs, I love the selections, I love the different things that Yeah. Where do you stand on the Good Girls?
I've always been a huge fan of the Good Girls. You know, I think the way they developed from the first to the way they transitioned from that first to the second album, I thought on the second I thought they were really going to take off because Just Call Me was everywhere at the time. Motown actually did promote that. They promoted it here in Europe. There's a remix to it. I remember the video being on Video Soul on an MTV, and I thought they were going to blow up, but it just didn't happen for them, did it? You know.
Yeah, I just think Motown just didn't. I mean, there's one thing to get them. I don't know if Motown. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have, because they had the looks, they had the music, and they had the moves. They could dance. But I just don't know what happened with that. And then what's this one? All or Nothing, Georgie Porgy. What's that one?
That was
All or Nothing.
There were so many remixes. The Georgie Porgy mix didn't even get a release. It was on like a very rare promotional CD single and promotional 12. But I remember the UK release had about 9 mixes, and it wasn't on. Even though the mixes were really good on the UK issue, it was about that mix. I felt, you know. The girls, they were so, probably because they were so young. I think it didn't happen for them, did it? I didn't even know about the girls till about 1996 when I found the CD in a record store in America, and I remember paying about $15 for it. And I thought, who are these girls? And I remember thinking, someone's told me about these. I need to get this album. But that was a groundbreaking album. He was Prince. He was experimenting. Listen, Prince experimented with everything, didn't he, really? But he did do... In fact, on this new reissue of Diamonds and Pearls, and I know it's a very expensive box set, but there's a couple of New Jack demos in the box set as well that are very... You can probably hear him on YouTube somewhere, but, you know, he does the sound very well, I thought.
Yeah, I can't wait to...
Anybody else want to join us live while we're here?
Yeah. Look, there's the link.
Anyone want to join us live while we're here tonight?
Here's the link. What is Colin? What did he say? I was starstruck. My whole list was wrong.
Give over, Colin. Listen, I was starstruck when I met Devontae Swing in a hotel lobby. Check that. I didn't know what to say to the guy. He just looked so cool. He was just stood there with his things on and this hat, this thing he was holding. And I thought, well, what am I going to say to the guy? There's Devontae Swing.
Yeah. My worst experience was Tammy Lucas. I because it was her birthday, and I was like, "This is Tammy Lucas. I've never seen you before," and I was starstruck, and I got the whole interview upside down. But that hasn't repeated again because after Tammy Lucas, I've been like, okay. I love "Girlfriend" by Pebbles. That was a really good one. "Color Me Bad" and Paul Abdul. You know, I like that. Yeah, Color Me Bad was my first real concert. 11 years old. Wow. Paul Abdul, when she did that Straight Up, that was massive. It was big around the world. And I thought she was going to follow up with stuff. "Color Me Bad" and Faith Evans, "On My Mind." I didn't realize they did something together.
I think it was on
produced by Chucky.
Yeah, midnight.
It's a pity he never got to interview Chucky before he passed and stuff. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Colin. Well, yeah, hopefully, I think the signal was all over the place as well. But next time. But yeah, you know, guys, it's amazing that, as I said, if anyone who hasn't joined in and stuff, I mean, the link is here. You just click on it and come on and share your top 5s, or say hello, come and say hello and stuff like that. Because this was what we wanted to do today, was just give you guys an opportunity to join in with us. Next week, we're going back with Sheldon's back, so we go back to our top 10. Chucky was an amazing producer. Loved a lot of what he did. Next week is Heavy D and the Boys, top 10 Heavy D and the Boys. That's going to be an amazing thing. And I think I don't know what we plan after that, but Heavy D and the Boys, that's going to be an amazing list
Should
for that.
should I mention one track that won't be in it? Should I give a spoiler alert or what, Nam?
What would that be?
What is his biggest record? What arguably is his biggest record?
I would say the biggest in the US would have been Now That We Found Love. Would be the biggest sort of.
It was his biggest here as well. I don't think it was a record here.
Yeah,
yeah, that's probably one that won't make my top 10. I like the record, but I think I've just heard it too many times, Namdi. I've just heard it too many times.
Yeah. I mean, if
spoiler alert there. That's one spot that probably won't make the top 10. But
yeah. I mean, there's so many different ones, but I guess we don't want to go into it.
Teddy did like 2 or 3 records around that time that you could class were more towards like a house dance vibe. There was the Guy Her and that 8 minute long 12-inch mix. And for the Guy fans who've got the 12-inch, there was the night, where the beats went right up, didn't they? And I felt it was more suited to a more dance, like house club night, really. But it's still a great record, but it probably won't make my top 10. That doesn't mean you have to take it out of your top 10, Nam. Please keep it in.
Yeah.
I think I won't roast you for it if it's your number 1.
I mean, but also if you think about it, I mean, because I was surprised when Eddie, Eddie said that he had to step up and do production because Gene took Teddy away from working with Heavy D. So it was almost like, supposing there was no Gene Griffin, what do you think Teddy could have done for Heavy? How many more tracks would he have done? Just imagine the whole stuff, or how Eddie would have become less of a producer if he didn't have to step up and stuff. So just thinking about all the plays there. I don't know how Gene is the big bad villain in the whole story, but it feels as if he just everything we missed out.
I suppose in 1989, it was probably the year before Jane Child blew up, so there's probably a lot of work coming in, but he probably could have done more tracks with Heavy D that year for that album. Who knows?
Yeah, I love Karen White. Yeah. Black Coffee. Yeah, well, we're not going to do any unless you guys have your Heavy D's, because we've got it'll be interesting just to see how Heavy D and this boys.
Still want the Father MC top 10 though, Namdi.
So and Stevie, just before Gabriel came in, Stevie was saying about the remix of Father MC's of the track All I Want. So I immediately sent him a message to say, "Hey, Father, do you have this?" And he says, "No. Can you send it to me?" he said he thought we had it. That he wanted a copy so he could listen.
He didn't know about his own remix. I'm like, it's there on the label,
Yeah, so maybe the fact is that they did the remix without, it wouldn't have been stuff that he would have re-sung. They could have just done a remix and stuff. So he hadn't heard it, and he was like, "Damn." Keith Sweat, number 4, Jack, give me D, It Hurts. I love Jad. I love that It Hurts Me.
Keith Sweat and Left Eye. Keith Sweat and Silk. And Keith Sweat. That's a good top 5. Nobody. Yeah. Who's that from? Swabioni, Miss Swabion again. What else we got from King of Delphinus? That's a tongue twister. That Delphus. Top 5 is Michael Jackson, Can't Let Her Get Away. Yep, brilliant choice. Guy Teddy's Jam. Number 3, Bobby Brown. But Teddy's Jam 3. Sorry, Bobby Brown, My Prerogative.
Ooh.
And then we got The Party 3. Yep, I forgot about that actually. Do you remember that group, the pop group, The Party, Namdi? I didn't know anything about them until the internet came along, till the NGS3 days. Knew nothing about The Party, but I did get the stuff afterwards. Yeah, performed by Disney and produced by. Yeah, there was like a Teddy and Future Sounds remix, weren't there? I've got it somewhere. It's a very expensive CD single. That very expensive. I was stuck between New Jack and Freestyle. Yeah, I can understand, because that Freestyle was up tempo. It had a bass sound to it. You know, the whole Latin community were just on it. It was, you know, in the 80s, that freestyle sound was just, it was huge sound.
Yeah, okay. We've got another guest coming on in. Who do we have? We have.
Hey, how's it going? This is Jeremy.
Hello, Jeremy. Good evening to you,
Okay,
sir. Or
Jeremy
good
Cooper.
afternoon.
Yes. Where are you based out of,
I'm
Jeremy?
out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Okay.
Home of
Okay. The
country
country
music,
hometown.
Beyonce, Namdi.
Hey, I said to Steve, I love Texas Hit 'em Up, and it's gonna be #1. And
Oh, yeah.
hey, I wasn't wrong.
Yes,
It's gonna flop.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Jeremy, what's your sort of tag when you're on? So, if we had seen you,
So it's
or
just
do you
my
just-
first and last name, Jeremy Cooper. Yeah.
Oh, that's you, Jeremy. Okay.
I
Yes,
pretty
yes,
much already
yes.
gave my top 5, but I figured I'd just call in just to
No,
say
appreciate
hello.
it. So what was your
Long-
top 5 anyway?
Well, so my top 5 it changes a lot, you know, because as you know, I mean, it depends on your mood, and you know, you could be feeling the song one day, the next day you feeling a different song. So,
Yeah.
but off the top of my head, definitely, I would say "I Like" by Guy. That's probably for me the definitive, if I could say like New Jack, definitive song to introduce somebody into the genre. That would probably be the song that I pick. Just because it's just the production, the beats, the vocals, just everything kind of just lines up, and it's just, you know, when I first heard it, again, I'm still, I mean, I'm not young, but I'm not old. I was maybe 7 or 8 when that song came out. So I was a baby basically, but at the same time, it was like I heard it, I just knew, I'm like, yeah, I want to do music. That was kind of my thing.
Well, so what do you do? Do you sing,
Yeah,
write,
I
produce?
produce, I play, I write, yeah, arrange things like that. When you had Kyle West on, I actually sent him an email when you I think he had posted his email or something like that, or he
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
producers to reach
yeah.
out to him. So yeah, that was definitely something I was looking forward to listening to that interview.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, I love Kyle West. He's just the most humble guy. I can't believe he was a music industry producer. The fact that he's just so humble and down to earth
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. But yeah, but yeah. I mean, generally, I mean, you know, how do you guys balance it out in Nashville? Like, because the assumption is that it's country all over the place, but you still get any R&B?
Yeah,
out
see,
there?
that's the stereotype, right? So everybody thinks Nashville is just country. Yeah, it's country here, but it's so much more than that. I mean, obviously, country is the biggest thing, but there's gospel, there's R&B,
Okay.
there's hip hop, there's pretty much everything. But I'd say especially the gospel music scene is very robust here. So definitely, if you're a musician or if you're a writer, I would say Nashville definitely is probably one of the top few cities in the U.S. that you could earn a pretty decent living, you know, being a musician and writer and things like that. And I actually just moved back to Nashville from Atlanta. So I was doing some work
Okay.
there, but you know, I just, you know, some health reasons and things kind of brought me back to my hometown, but definitely Nashville. And then someone mentioned Memphis. Yeah, for sure. Memphis is definitely another one as well.
Oh, who would you know, as a producer and stuff? Who would be your top 5 favorite producers?
Don't put me on the spot like that. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Oh my goodness. Okay, if I could just name I'll just name my top recent ones from the 90s to the 2000s, because I can go back to like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, no, yeah, we don't want to gamble on half and so.
Right. I'd say definitely Teddy Riley is probably my first one. Teddy Riley, Pharrell, the Neptunes, that's not number 2. Chucky Booker is number 3.
Wow.
And then Timbaland, I was hesitant to put Timbaland at 1 and 2. I figured that'd be too cliche. And plus, Timbaland is, you know, for me, I think his best work was from the 90s, the mid 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
Everything after that started becoming more pop. And it's like, it's still good, but it wasn't my introduction for him. It was more like, you know, I'm more of the, hey, I like that the mid '90s sound that he had, the One in a Million and the Genuine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's 3. Number 4, I probably would say, sheesh, that's gonna be a tough one. I would probably put LA and Babyface, number 4. And then I typically would. I was thinking at first Jimmy Jam and Terry, but it's only select albums that I really like, that I just like. For them, it's like, okay, yeah, these are great albums. Not to say that they're not great producers, but for me, it's more like I'm looking at the overall, for my taste, body of work.
Yeah.
And for Jimmy and Terry, it's more like I like more of the stuff that they did with Janet versus a lot of the other stuff that they've been doing. Not to say that stuff is bad, but definitely, because I'm more of a hip hop head anyway. So yeah, definitely a lot of the stuff that they did was great, but I put them as my number 5.
Okay, it's strange enough, Stevie. I think the stuff they did with Jen is probably my least favorite of their stuff.
Oh, wow, okay.
Of any, yeah, that's strange enough. I think the stuff they did with Jen is my least favorite. Apart from Control album, I think that's the only album that I probably could listen to over and again. But anything else that they've done, I really I try. But the Janis stuff, I just don't know. There's something about the works there that I just, yeah. But that's just me, That's my stuff. I know, yeah. I know Jimmy's watches, so I have to be mindful of what I say. But I think everything else that they do, I don't know. Yeah.
And for me, I didn't really get into their stuff until much later, into their catalog. Because first of all, a lot of the stuff I didn't realize that they produced. Because they produced a lot of records that I was not aware of until much later. And I was like, wow, they did that? Okay. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I would say they're definitely. I mean, they're extremely talented. I mean, I'm a Prince fan anyway, just so I'm very much into that whole Minneapolis sound. So yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely, Jeremy. We definitely appreciate you coming on and and being supporting us as well each week. So yeah, definitely. Definitely. Thanks for. We're going to do this again sometime as well.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
But definitely appreciate.
No problem.
Take care, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I mean, as I said, it was just my stuff. I mean, with Janet and Jimmy and Terry, with Chucky. Does he get enough credit as a producer with the stuff
Probably
he did
not.
with, say, True?
Probably not. You're more like with Chucky Bucky, you're more thinking about his solo hits, really. His them couple of albums that he made. Maybe he just didn't do. I'm looking at. Maybe he just didn't do enough productions. Maybe that's why. He just seemed to do bits and bobs here and there. So he's not really going to get that kind of credit. But what a musician he is, singer, producer. He's everything really, isn't he?
Yeah. Top 5 hot songs.
I'll tell you what, you've got time to kill tonight at this airport.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, I think, I mean, there's just, with the producers, there's been a big, there seems to be, I think one of the things I noticed when I spoke with Brian Alexander Morgan, I think there seems to be some friction between him, his opinion of Teddy.
Wow.
And I don't know if it's the credit that was associated to Teddy for the 2 remixes that Teddy did for I'm So Into You and Right Here, Human Nature remix. Even when I asked him to give me his top 5, he first had Teddy, then he took Teddy out to put in the Neptunes and Timbaland. And so it just seems, so that's always a surprise to me that he just feels, and he even said that his production with SWV was the antidote to New Jack Swing. He said he wanted to kill New Jack Swing, and that was his. He just thought, that I'm going to put an end to that. So so it's it's sometimes you don't want to see stuff like that type of stuff, but yeah. Sagittarius, what have you got here now? You've got
pick some groups there. Jade, Black Girl,
Okay.
After 7, New Edition, Gap Band, and the SOS Band.
Yeah, those they're definitely some good ones there. They wondered if the SOS Band would have sounded like if Alexander O'Neal was their lead singer. You know what? The thing is that the way Jimmy and Terry's production away from. Okay, so you said about SOS Band. I don't know. I think Alex was just he needed to be on his own. I think he was just vocally being on his own allowed him to shine. I think being part. I mean, I think he would have been lost, and I won't say he'd been lost in it, but I think being in a group situation might not have been the best.
It's an interesting thought. It's definitely an interesting thought. Definitely interesting.
Yes. But anyway, guys, it's giving you guys a final checkup. See who wants to come on before we finish for today. Just any
last orders at the bar, as they say.
Yes, anyone brave enough to come on before
we take our leave for this evening.
Yeah, because as I said, Sheldon's back next week, so we're doing our top 10 Heavier Than the Boys, which should be great. We're going to start looking at getting some of our producers, New Jack's producers, maybe actually Corel to join us and stuff. So in our future episodes, but anyone that just wants to come on and before we close up for the day, it's definitely been great for those.
You deserve a rest, Namdi, because you've had 3 hours with the Uptown crew. You've done the Allure interview. You've done a live tonight. You deserve a few days rest now. I know you're up at some ridiculous time, like 5:30 in the morning.
Well, this week, and even though I thought it would be, even though I thought next week would be quieter, but it's I've got Kool and the Gang on Tuesday, and I've got a producer called George Person who did stuff for, who did a lot of stuff with. I think he did stuff with the Trackmasters as well. He's coming on, and then and then we're back in next Saturday. So if I wasn't driving, Phil says if she wasn't driving, she would have just come on.
Who you got next Saturday? Who have you got next Saturday?
No, I think Saturday for now is off. I have nothing next Saturday for now.
Next Sunday again with it.
We're back next Sunday. Yes, we're back next Sunday. So yes. I mean, I'm still waiting to get the rescheduled Mary Brown interview, but and then yes, actually, I've just been there's a possibility with them going old school, Code Chilling Records. Yes, so the former CEO of Code Chilling Records, it might be coming on board to talk about the history of. Marlon Mall and all that and stuff like that. Okay, Curtis is giving top 5 interviews. Don Robinson, Don was great. Dal Simmons,
that's a great interview.
Timmy
Gatlin, of course,
and Donnie Simpson. When you think about Timmy Gatlin, the fact that he was supposed to sing, he wrote he was getting ready to sing it, and he said when he heard Aaron sing it, he speaks in the beginning. Aaron does the singing and stuff, and I don't realize how important that Timmy Gatlin interview was.
Massive.
Being able to go through each of the songs and how they created that guy album and stuff. Yeah. That there was always a time I look back and would say, the fact that I got him to go through everything, that was always a big thing for me. So Donnie Simpson, he was a storyteller. He was a storyteller. And then Dal Simmons, he's I didn't realize how much stuff he did.
What he revealed about Anita Baker rejecting the Tony Braxton tracks, I thought that was some gem information there. Absolutely, you got a gem there.
Yeah, but But I always see it as
she was going to do Anita Baker. That them Tony Braxton singles were originally for Anita Baker, and she went, "Nah, give it to that girl who's singing on the demos," and that was Tony Braxton.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, that was definitely Jimmy Love Jenkins. You know, Jimmy's a storyteller. His very first interview, he was just going through the whole Uptown stuff, and he went from Christopher Williams to, he went for everything, but he was just going through the whole stuff, and everyone, yeah, and then he comes back on, yeah, he definitely. And what did you make about Puffy? Because people say that he doesn't really produce, and then they said, look, man, he was there in the beginning. He was watching how we were producing and remixing, so he learned all of that stuff.
See, again, that's a revelation. Because I just thought, he'd probably, by the time them producers were setting up, he'd probably get his pizza and leave the studio. You know what I mean?
You're like a Gene Griffin.
Yeah. But no, he's. I just thought he shouldn't have rapped on them records, but that's just my personal thing.
You thought he shouldn't have what?
Should have stayed. Shouldn't have been. Just should have stayed in the background, kept his name as producer, but. No.
Yeah, but then that's another check, and that was part of the mystique. Yeah, that was the whole mystique about him and stuff. But that wasn't just important, just to be able to recognize that actually he really does. He knew the music, and so when someone like Rodney Jerkins says that when Puffy when he was doing the remix for Gina Thompson's The Thing You Do, and he was like, no, it's too much, make it quiet and reduce. That's what Eddie was telling Kyle West, because Kyle was just trying to bring all the strings and stuff, and Eddie was like, calm it down, just make it simple. So when Kyle's giving Eddie the credit, you can see how Puffy took that and does that with his own producers to just simplify it and stuff. So I think forgetting what's happening with Puffy and all that stuff, here we're talking about the music, and it seems if we don't give him enough credit as a producer as everyone else.
I reckon there'll be somebody else reaching out for an interview for you pretty soon, because I've just remembered who's releasing a single. Is it at the end of the week? Is it Damian Hall? He did a live on IG, and he performed. He's done a whole new album, and I'm like, he goes, I'm going to play some tracks. I'm like, what? And then he performed 3 tracks off this new album, and they were unbelievable. I mean, really, there was one like upbeat, funky New Jack track, and then there was 2 like mid-tempo ballads, but they were very strong. So apparently he's got a new single coming out. It might be at the end of the week, and then he's saying that there's a new album dropping in April, I think. So I think he'll be reaching out for an interview pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll reach out to him.
Scott and Mucho as well, I think, from what I believe. Mucho Scott on it as well. So the production's really strong. The vocally, he sounded really good. I was shocked. It was like, do you remember his album from is it '93? Straight to the Point. Do you remember that album? It's Damian Hall. So you must have heard Damian Hall's solo album.
No, that's the debut album.
Have you heard that album? Which is strong as that. I was just like shocked.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I like people. So people actually giving their top 5 interviews, and I wonder if you had any. If TL Cross, he was a good storyteller.
I need to watch that.
Eddie F. Bryce, Tabitha, and Kyle West. Oh, you still have to, because Stevie, what happens is there's so many that as they keep, and most of them being 3 hours long. When you had your old job, you could have easily listened to them.
No, the one for me was when we got Idris on. Idris, and he just blew us away with all information. Yeah. Like one of our guests we had on earlier who come on. What was he called? He found out all that information as well when we got Idris on. He just blew me.
Gabriel
blew me away with that. And I love the Timmy Gatlin stuff, and the Kyle West interview was great as well. Just hearing what he had to say about making the I'll Be Sure album and all the other stuff that he did. you know.
Yeah,
There's still
yeah.
a lot. There's
But
still a lot
also,
of interviews I still need to watch to go back and watch. Quite honestly. Still.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to piece together these New Jack Swing stories, as she was talking about the as she mentioned about the ADF stuff. There's so much pieces that are putting together so you can get the picture. And Carell, I think,
That's a good idea,
if you know, he really tied in a lot of stuff, and he was very honest, man. He could have gone back, and he was like,
well,
no.
he said he had a deal with MCA. MCA offered him an album deal, and I still cannot. Even he can't believe he didn't take it. Even if the album didn't take off, at least he would have had an album on MCA at the time, with with all the other artists. You know, and that probably would have had. We would have had some serious New Jack on that album as well.
Yeah, what about Jackie McGee's first interview when she talked about how Teddy and Keith were squabbling, so that none of them produced her work. That Teddy didn't join in to produce her stuff, because they were having their squabbles and stuff. So yeah, just thinking.
MCA just left her sat on the shelf for like 5 years before they put her out. It's just,
But the thing about one of the things, because the whole idea of why Andre left Uptown was because, unlike what was happening with Clive Davis and BMG, he was backing the labels. He was backing LaFace and he was backing Bad Boy. MCA weren't backing Uptown. They were like, no, you're a black art label and you're going to stay in the black market and we're not going to blow you up. And so the frustration of that was like, I need to move. And so what could have changed if they really got the budgets from MCA? But MCA had so much, if they had someone else believing in them, what difference could they have made? So, it's just that what could have happened and stuff. But I think just being able to get these guys to sort of fill in the blank has just been an amazing situation. Yes. But anyway, guys, no one wanted to come on and join us this evening again. We'll try and do it another day, but it's been great actually for those who have managed to come on. I know Gabriel, Colin, Jeremy, Chin Beats, JG. Thanks to you guys for braving it and coming on and speaking to us. Anyone, it's a pity some of you guys were driving or in the airport or not good connection that you couldn't come on board. But this was us trying to appreciate you guys.
Of course, the
community
is so important. Important.
Yeah, it definitely is. The reason why, as I said, even when I'm doing halftime chat, I always say to you guys, that all those comments about really, because so these interviews, I do them at say 10 at night, and sometimes they're 3.5 hours. So at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm still trying to finish it up, and then get up at 6 to go to start the day. So it's a lot of work trying to do them, and so when you guys appreciate it, it's like it puts in fuel. And so for us to be able to even do this, and you guys are part of it each week, and you comment and get involved, it makes it easy for us to continue doing this, because for Stevie and I, it is about 10:30 at night, and for you guys in the States, it's probably 5 in the afternoon
as well. Just I don't know everyone's situation. We've all got different lives, different situations, but it's nice to talk, innit? It's good to meet up and have a chat with a few people, and all got like a bond through music that we were part of back in them years, So that's why I appreciate it. I appreciate you. You're with us while we're doing this.
Yeah. And remember, we keep it positive here too. So you notice that's the other part of what we do. It's about celebrating. And as Jess said, Sheldon's a massive part of that. Hence, we couldn't do any of our top 10s without him. So that's why we knew he wasn't going around. So we agreed last week that we'll do this just to be able to celebrate and get you guys involved. But we're going to do it again. Hopefully, more of you guys can come on board next time. But if not, you know, we know that you're there. It's in watching and supporting. So, final words, Stevie.
I just wish it, as I said before, thank you so much for joining us tonight, contributing with your top 5 selections. There's a few there that I want to go back to myself and listen to that I've not heard of for a long time. But yes, like I say, have a great week ahead. Join us next week, please, for the Heavy D top 10. Heavy D and the boys top 10. We'll have some fun on that one, I promise.
Definitely,
because girls they love me. Diddly Heavy D. Top 10 now because girls they love me.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, he's got, you know, I wonder how many people.
Bars there, now the girls they love me.
I wonder how many people will go into waterbed. But are you going to put the features? So supposing he featured on somebody else's track,
well, you're going to have to give us the rules before we go live.
Yeah, okay. We're going to do that. So yeah, if he featured on somebody's track, like, you know, Janet Jackson's All Right, or Jam from Michael Jackson, or
they might have to be honorable mentions. We'll see.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, we'll be able to go through that. But anyway, guys, love you guys. Really appreciate it, you guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll definitely